With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gun. Goes the lead. Francis is gunning.
But this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding. Wow. It's very rare. What a finish.
Another one.
Really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to It's a knockout! Oh my It's a knockout!
And it's closing in, trying to finish it, and it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Buck is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the catch.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby!
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow, how good is this?
Finish him! Body bag!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the Book of Brawl.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
Gotta be very careful. What's up, sports fans? Are you looking for a job? Do you want to change in careers? Do you want to own your own business? I got the answer for you. This show is brought to you by FleetTex. FleetTex is partnering with veterans with mechanical or electronic experience. FleetTex specializes in on-site deployment of GPS tracking equipment and cameras for fleet vehicles across our nation. Check out what they do at www.fleettex.com. Apply today. Currently targeting veterans living in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Local work and travel opportunities may be available in other areas. FleetTex proudly supports our military, its service members, our veterans, and their families. Enjoy the show.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Sports Betting Show with your hosts, Trigger Joe, Send It 7 Pearson, and the Big Earl. UFC, NFL, if it's on, we're betting on it.
What's going on, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks Nation? All right, anybody watching on in the metaverse or whatever the hell that fucking thing's called? We got no idea, but I know someone's watching. There's at least like 5 of you that love this show. Thank you for watching. But hey, they don't know what they're watching. They'll turn off quickly. But and so anyways, happy Veterans Day. All right, I hope you are suffering from one of the 7 deadly sins like I am right now, which is gluttony. I have went to every place that I possibly could and ate as much as I possibly could. Why? Because I'm a veteran. All right, so, but anyways, thank you for your service, all right, to all of you, all right. It truly is a great day, and I just got to say, go, if you don't embrace this day, all right, I don't like you, all right, like, embrace this day. Go have a great time. And like Buddy said on the Trash Talk Hour, he's like, you know what? Like we do every Saturday on Trash Talk Hour, we get together via Zoom. We talk some shit with each other. We have a good time. It's therapy. You know, on Veterans Day, man, grab your old veteran buddies up and go out and have a couple drinks. Go have a dinner, right? Celebrate it that way. But if you go on my page, VTT's Big Earl, and look at some of those comments, it's hilarious, right? I don't go get meals. That's what heroes do, man. That's what heroes do.
I do, and then I give my server what the tab would have been in her tip book, and everybody wins.
Yeah, exactly.
And I did it today.
Yeah.
You know, I did it today. You know, threw $5 at them for a free coffee, and they were like befuddled, and I'm like, hey, you know, everybody should win on Veterans Day. There you go.
So it's a great day, and it's the companies that hand out millions of meals. Right. You know, they deserve to get some recognition, you know, like, hey, thanks, Applebee's, you know, thanks, Chili's. Like, that's cool that you guys do that. They don't have to, right? Like at all. And then if you're in a military town, like I'm in El Paso, they don't make any money. Like you got like 40 Joes come strolling in Buffalo Wild Wings and they
eat you right out of business, son.
They're going to clean you out. You know, like it's that simple. But all right, let's get down to it.
It's the same thing with the Applebee's in Lakewood, made $0 today.
Yeah.
I wonder how Looters turned out.
That's actually a pretty good question.
So yeah, hey, if you guys got a comment or you want to talk about the fights, just I know Bill's probably monitoring Gruntworks, not sure, and then I'm monitoring Veteran Trash Talk. So if you want to talk about the fights, just say it. But with us today, of course, we got the champ. Bill, Send It 7 Pearson, who has increased his point lead over Joe to about like too many to come. Like, I don't know if Joe can recover from this. I think it's at like 4. Yeah, it's gross. But
he's had a year to recover anyway. It doesn't matter anymore.
And then we got VTT's Trigger Joe, all right, who is actually pretty spot on. He just never gets the one right against Bill. But he gets every other fight right.
I'll go 68 for 70 and pick against him twice and miss 2.
Yeah.
That's true.
We got our special guest pickers. We haven't had a special guest picker since what was his name? Brandon? Right?
Brandon K. We packed him and sent him on the way.
Famous UFC picker on YouTube with 100,000 followers. You know, yeah.
Oh shit.
How's it going, buddy? All right, we kicked the shit out of you. All right, and you know he's watching too because he's triggered his shit by us. So you know he's watching.
Money's on the dresser. I'm done with you.
But we have
parting gift on the way out the door.
We have Ron O'Farrell. Did I say that right?
You did.
All right, perfect. And if some of you diehard Veteran Trash Talk fans will remember that Joe, Buddy, and I and Dave were on the Ron and John show about 8 months ago, and so they have their own podcast. And they're doing all kinds of great stuff for the veteran community and themselves. And his partner in crime is Gad, who's down. Let's just all start hating him right now. He's down in the Dominican, right? And he is. You're not?
No, man. I'm in the Caribbean.
Sure. Oh, the Caribbean. Sorry, the Caribbean. Yeah, okay, sorry. I meant to say the Caribbean. My bad.
We operate on 10% truth, Gats.
Bill, I've been drinking.
He heard a can and something warm and tropical and
Dominican, Caribbean.
That's all that happened. He just guessed. Sometimes we're wrong.
Are you a Dominican or Dominican? I don't know. But but anyways, we brought them on because something that popped across the Big Earl's Facebook feed, and it was Ron's got a new nonprofit that he's working with running, doing all kinds of great stuff. So I was like, hey, Ron, you like UFC? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, come on and promote your stuff. So, hey, welcome to the UFC NFL Pick'em. And before we get into the fights, tell us a little bit about this awesome nonprofit you got going on.
Yeah, so really we, Gad's, my business partner here, Terrific Curacao, Terrific VIP, partnered up with Operation, in Curacao, partnered up with
Dominican.
Not the Dominican.
Not the Dominican.
It's literally completely on the other side of the
it's like
water.
It's like 3 inches away.
Exactly.
Right.
According to the map, we've only gone 4 inches. I'm sorry. Can't help myself.
And no, yeah, we partnered up with when I got down there, Operation War 57 saw what we were doing about Curacao, just this idea about bringing veterans out to kind of to recharge, and that's where I found peace. It's a place where you can just relax. It's different. The pace is a lot slower, and the community is beautiful. So yeah, we had been in the works for quite a while as far as the vision and how is it gonna work, and they took a chance on it, and which came out to here, Emerge Curacao. And basically we brought 4 veteran couples out from all over the country, and landed in Curacao for a 7-day I'd call it a retreat. It's not so kumbaya-ish. It's very much, hey, let's set an intention for the day, combine with the cool activity, so that way we can make more positive memories than negative ones, and just a good relaxing time for them to just recharge and then be able to get back at life. That pressure release. That when you're in an area that's conducive to all those things. That's the real beauty of what a recharge is, and I think that's I do feel that was accomplished. At the end of the day when they went back. And my buddy Matty Waters, he's like, dude, I'm excited to get back to work. I'm like, what? Like, okay. I mean, that's a big deal. For someone to be actually to have that fire. When they arrived, it's just kind of flat, unexpected, but yeah, we were able to turn that around. So.
All right, and then before we turn over to Gad, so how do people donate to you? How do veterans get a hold of you? And then I'll ask another question of that. But yeah, what are those 2 things? How do they donate to an awesome cause? Because like we always say in the Trash Talk Hour, there's over 44,000 veteran nonprofits, and who are they? How do you get to them? Yeah. How do you use them? So how do we get to you? How do we donate to you?
Yeah, for that, just go to operationward57.org, operationward57.org, and to donate, you can go to the drop-down box, and there's actually a piece up right there for events, Emerge Curacao. You can donate right to the project. Otherwise, you can get in touch with me at Ron Rifico, as well as Terrific VIP on Instagram. That gets to me and Gads.
All right. So Gads, how do you know this guy?
Do you want the real story?
Yes.
All right.
No shit. There I was.
Yeah. All right. So a friend of mine hit me up that he had a guy that was interested of helping veterans to kind of like rehabilitate to come to the island, because he experienced a few good things on the island. So eventually we meet up. We had he was staying at a great hotel down here. Anyways, I'll tell you guys a story later about the hotel.
We'll have to bring you in the Trash Talk Hour, and we'll get the hotel story.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Right, yeah.
But well, at the end of the day, we went out. We kind of did like a little bit of what I do is like basically I make itineraries, and I make vacation plans for people. Depends on who they are. I interview them first, and
like a travel agent.
Kind of, and then you can go from anything that you want, from a private chef, masseuse, like anything that your heart desires. Basically, we try to take care of that, and then make sure that your vacation is memorable.
Nice. That's beautiful. Pretty awesome. So yeah, you guys connected actually on the island.
Yeah. We connected here. We went jet skiing, cliff jumping, all of that, and then at the end of the day, it's like, man, I wish I could get my guys out here. And then I was like, why not? Let's go.
That's awesome.
Well, here we are, and it's a great thing to to help people in a way, and to get them like recharged and energized to just face the world in a way. Let me put that like that, I guess.
Josh Harris says kind of like Captain Jax. So, Josh, I don't know what that means. So you'll have to.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. We're not saying you're wrong. We're not saying you're wrong.
I know what he's talking about.
You know what he's talking about? So
it could be exactly like Captain Jackson. We'll
it could
never
be
know.
exactly like it.
But no, man, what a great original idea to just be the meat and potatoes of the whole thing, just from an idea that you came up with. I think, man, it takes a lot of guts to move forward with something like that. Just thinking, hey, if we both see the sense of it, let's give it a shot and make it happen. So, a lot of respect to both of you for even having the guts to put your toe in the water and do that.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, it took saying that, it took a while,
it took a minute. It took a minute to get it
far, but
get it up and running.
But
it's
good, guys.
Yeah, and I definitely wanted to come out to the US and see what it's really all about, because it's like I hear these guys' stories. Like, again, I'm not in the military or none of that, but when you hear these stories, it's like, I'm always like, what the? So I wanted to meet a few of them personally to see what's up and to understand what I'm getting myself into regarding emotions and what triggers them and what doesn't trigger them, all that stuff. I really wanted to know about it before we get into like the official
great. Yeah, that's a great word, triggered, because that's our signature phrase on Veteran Trash Talk, which is "Don't be a triggered pansy." Right. Yeah. Bill's wearing it.
Rocking the shirt right now.
Bill's wearing it. So again, veterans, I call veterans pansies, because pansies are actually a really strong flower. Okay. And they can withstand a lot. Right. However, we all get triggered, but we're all not the same. Right. And that's where we always try to say on Veteran Trash Talk is, don't disenfranchise us by saying that every veteran does this, right? Not every veteran does that. Every veteran has different triggers, right? They might be linked to the same kind of thing, but it's a different type of trigger.
Bro, tell me about it. We had it.
Once that pansy, right, starts to wither away, nobody likes it anymore. All right, you start now, so don't be the triggered pansy. All right, we don't like, just don't disrupt everybody else. Right, just have a good. Just relax, take a breath, go down to the Caribbean. Right, go relax.
Right.
Go reset yourself. Yeah. So, but no, it's great having you guys on, and like I said, we'll get you on the Trash Talk Hour, and we'll give you guys about 30-40 minutes to really dive down deep into what's going on. But hey, let's pick some fights. All right, we got a huge card coming up. We got UFC 281, and like I said, the big girl here doesn't know shit about UFC. But what I can tell you is that these guys have been chomping at the bit for a good fight card, because the last couple of fight cards have sucked. Okay?
Garbage.
So,
garbage fight cards.
All right, so these guys have been waiting to call a good fight card, so I'm excited to bet on them, and I'm going to tell you guys how to bet. All right, so don't be crying to me, Dan Dexter. I know who you are. Don't be crying to me about you losing all your money because you put $300 on a parlay and didn't bet anything else and lost it. Okay, parlays are the reason why Vegas has tall buildings, because there's always one fight that gets screwed up, right? And it just doesn't go your way. But so these guys are going to give you their locks. They're going to give you their DraftKings sleeper. Remember, bet money on their locks on individual fights. Okay, now you might only win $5 on 20 if you bet, like, on Adesanya or whatever, right? But that little $5 win is what you put on the parlay for an 8-fighter, and that might make you $150. Okay, so and then again, here's the disclaimer: if you don't have money, don't gamble. All right, don't do it. All right, like I got it. Yeah. You like the adrenaline rush. It's fun, cool, but all right. But then you got to tell the wife, oh shit, so it's like, hey, don't do it.
However, with that, Joe and I talk a lot of shit to each other.
Yeah.
our win rate on 6-fight parlays is in the 90 percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
lose the 90 percentile.
Absolutely, and you can watch you can watch every show and fact check that. right? So it is
okay.
Like,
and you
like
can look at
people-
my gamble. You can look at my gambling account and fact check that because
Well, we're averaging 80% over the last year and a half.
don't look
And
at
that's
Joe.
the whole main card.
Don't bet like Joe. See, Trigger Joe, like I make fun of him all the time because he should have a giant gambling account, but he always throws in some kind of random Division II football game, like in his parlay. And I'm like, how did you even get a line on that game? Like, and he's like, I found it,
I got inside intel that the quarterback was doing blows, so I took the under. All right, I took the under.
Yeah, that is true.
All right.
Joe will be like, "Hey, here's this fight parlay plus Liberty University versus Old Dominion.
Yeah.
Take the
It's
under."
like, Joe, you don't know anything about those teams.
The 200-year rivalry. Liberty's up. No, I just Wikipedia that. I just Wikipedia that.
So yeah, there's the disclaimer. Don't bet if you don't have money. I see Damien's watching. Damien definitely doesn't have any money, so don't bet. All right, man. Like, it's just stay away. I'll send you $20, okay, and then you can bet on it. But that's a good high school buddy of mine. He's was a state medal in wrestling and big heavyweight, and I was the only one who was like somewhat strong enough to wrestle him in practice, and which I was 150 fucking pounds, right? And it's like, this is a heavyweight. Right.
Hey,
and so
Nick, did you win a grappling match while you were in the 82nd one time?
I did actually.
We haven't missed the show. Here we go, boys.
And it was weird because the fight didn't last that long, right? And like I put somebody to the ground, and I put somebody to the ground, and their shoulder came out of place. So I don't remember who that was. I think it was Joe though. And so
I think it was. I think it was Joe.
But yeah, I definitely separated Joe's shoulder.
We never miss a show, boys. 20 years.
It still cracks when he rotates it, and he thinks of me every time. Okay, so it's just that's just what it is. I mean, I'm undefeated against him. What can I say? All right.
Now that we've checked that box,
but all right, let's get into the fights now. Remember, we're gonna tell you who's gonna win. We're going to tell you how they're going to win, and we're going to tell you what round they're going to win. Now, the guest pickers are going to challenge the experts, and the winner the winner gets a shirt. So if these guys lose, they got to buy one of our VTT shirts, which, by the way, go to the store, shop.veterantrashtalk.com, put in the code VTTGW, and get yourself a discount. And we got great stuff. That new DeSantis shirt, out of fucking control, hilarious. So it's BDE, big dick energy, except it's big DeSantis energy. So that shirt should go viral. So just go on there and buy it. Okay, the first fight, UFC 281. All right, we got a lightweight fight, and these are some of my favorite guys. We got Hooker, all right, at 21-12, and some guy named Claudio. Right, like he's coming in at 13-2. I don't know who the fuck Claudio is, but I kicked the shit out of him just off that name. So I'm not. Oh, come on, Bill. I'm undefeated in Octagon. You already know this.
It's true.
It's true. So let's go to the guest pickers. Who's going to take this one first? Who's going to win in the first lightweight fight? Hooker versus Claudio.
Yeah, honestly, the only thing, like me personally, I didn't follow Claudio as much, but so I'll put my money on Dan Hooker on that one.
Okay, how's it going to go? How's the fight going to go? How many rounds? And then how's it going to end?
I'm going to say, I think in the third round.
By what?
Ooh.
Third round Hooker by what?
Third round Hooker.
By what?
I'd probably go with like a drugging because he's a hooker. So like if we're going to slip a roofie into it. Right, so
or a Flory.
Yeah,
Flories are probably better.
Yeah. I'll just go
or ground.
I'll just go by. I think they're gonna go by decision.
It's gonna go decision. Okay, so yeah. Hooker decision. Yeah. All right, let's start with the champ. Bill, what say you?
I am also going with the third round, but I'm going Puelas on this one. Here's what
we have a point. We got a point right away. First fight.
Listen, for a long time, I was a huge Dan Hooker fan. I just think he's reached that point in his career where it's time for him to move on. He's lost 4 of his last 5, and it's been a mix. It's been a submission. It's been a knockout. He's had some decisions in there. He had a good run.
I think basically his moral is going to be down.
Yeah, I think he's been exposed, and this guy's an uppercomer. I think Dan Hooker is his stepping stone.
I see you.
This guy, 3 of his last 5 wins have been by knee bar. This guy's ground game is nasty.
Told you these guys are experts. G.
However, Dan Hooker hasn't been submitted a lot. His last submission was what, Joe Ankalaev, which isn't a bad one.
Makachev, but
I'm sorry,
but there's no shame in getting subbed by Makachev.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
you just watch one of the greatest Brazilian jiu-jitsu players in the world get subbed by Makachev, like he never rolled in his life. So no shame in that.
Makachev is not bad. I mean, Dan Hooker, to be honest with you, his last 4 losses aren't bad. It was Dustin Poirier, Chandler, Makachev. They lost to Arnold Allen, which
so
I thought
basically it's all top players though.
Yeah, he's lost to top tier dudes. Puelas has just been on a tear, but he had his last win was he knee barred Clay Guida, which is impressive because Clay's a tough dude. But Dan Hooker's his real next stepping stone in order for him to get one of those top 15 guys. And I think he's going to pull it off. Like I said, I love Dan Hooker. I've been a huge Dan Hooker fan for a long time. I just think he's reached that point where it's probably time for him to start looking, maybe get into the, the announcing arena, because he's still got that personality everybody loves. But I got Puelas. I'll go 3rd round submission. If not, late 2nd round.
Perfect. All right, Joe, what say you?
Yeah, Hooker is he's going to be a tough matchup for Puelas because Puelas is such a slick ground player. But the thing with Hooker is, I remember when he first got my attention, it was in the Edson Barboza fight, and the reason why that fight becomes relevant is he stopped knocking people out after that fight. He's never knocked anybody out since.
Yeah.
Other than James Vick, and James Vick gets knocked out by the UPS guy if he throws the package too hard. So that's neither here nor there. But then against Dustin Poirier, he took another felonious type beating, where he's fight old, man. When he loses hard. This dude's a brawler. He's violent, man. He really likes to bang, but the problem is he's come out on the losing end of some absolute retire after you lose this fight wars, and he's had like 3 of them. Puelas is out of Kill Cliff, which is a hell of an MMA camp, man. They've got a lot of champs that fight out of there. He's 26, he's 13-2, and I think he springboards off of Dan Hooker submission 2nd round.
There you go. All right, so that's pretty close though. The experts.
So I got Puelas by sub 2nd round.
All right, yeah. And
like
Bill said
Hooker, but I didn't.
Yeah, Bill said 2nd round or a 3rd, so it looks like a solid bet to take over 2.5 maybe, but definitely take Claudio. All right, the next fight is a bantamweight fight, and you got Edgar, 23-10-1 versus Gutierrez at 18-3-2. Now I don't know any of these guys. I think I know Edgar. He's pretty old, ain't he? He's been around a while.
41.
He's been in the game in a minute.
Yeah. So everybody knows the Big Earl takes the old man strength, and I think I went like on a 7-fight, upsetting the experts, picking that strategy, not knowing who they were just by age. So you never bet against the old man with the calluses and the cauliflower ear. Okay, he's just gonna beat the shit out of you. All right, so let's go to our guests. What say you in this fight?
Ask Marlon Vera about that, Nick.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, what are you thinking on this one, man?
Me personally, I still think Frankie's gonna do it though. But I think it's gonna be yeah. I still think so.
It's gonna be easy t-shirt.
Think so. Yeah.
Right. Let's roll Frankie then. Hey.
How's Frankie gonna win? What round and how's he gonna do it?
Well, let me put it this way. He needs to take care of that, like by knockout or submission in the 2nd round, because I don't know if he's gonna last the whole, 3rd round with somebody with a little bit more energy, probably. In that sense.
Right. So then you're gonna call it KO. What are you calling? How you calling it?
I'll call it a KO.
All right, KO. Frankie Edgar, so KO 2nd round. All right. Let's go to Trigger Joe. What say you?
Yeah, first two fights we're going the other way, and
Looks like we're gonna have the t-shirt
I'm
settled
pretty
real
sure
early.
Bill's I'm pretty sure Bill's gonna be rocking with my pick as well, because we talked about it before the fight, and
I'll be happy if Frankie
did a
Edgar
little-
stays awake this fight.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
You know, here's why. Okay, here's why I think you're getting such a good price on Edgar, and he's not a bigger underdog. He was winning. He's winning the fight against Marlon Vera. If you look at the points, but Marlon Vera is historically he gives the first 2 rounds away.
Yeah,
he'll give the first 2 rounds away to catch you in a mistake, and he isn't going to knock you out then. He's going to knock you out when you do it again. Like, all right, I caught you. I see exactly where you're going to line up. And he did, and he kicked Frankie Edgar's head into the next zip code, and it was a bad knockout for Frankie. So I don't like seeing like these legends get dragged or anything like that. And I do believe the reason why it's still a relatively close fight, and the reason the odds is that Frankie will probably get a takedown or 2 first round. Because Gutierrez only has 8 knockouts out of 18 wins, so he's not a knockout artist. So Frankie will probably be able to get inside and maybe land a takedown, maybe 2. After that, I think Gutierrez is young, his youth, his size, he's a bigger guy. He won by knockout in his last fight. And I think he kind of runs away with it. And just out of respect for Frankie, I'm going to say he lasts and Gutierrez wins by unanimous decision, but I could very easily see him winning by knockout in the third, kind of like Marlon Vera did. So I got Gutierrez unanimous decision.
There you have it. There you have it. Now the champ, Bill. What say you?
Here's the thing, Edgar, you had a good run, buddy. You're a Hall of Fame guy. You'll go to the Hall of Fame. The only good thing is you're not fighting a power puncher. Gutierrez is your typical 135-pound Mexican fighter. He's willing to go into those battles. You're gonna fight a war with him. However, Edgar has lost 5 of his last 7 fights, and 4 of them he got slept. And as you know, in the fight world, once that chin goes, it goes.
Yeah.
And not only was it going,
Marlon
Vera put his chin in a different dimension. He disfigured Edgar in that kick to the face. I mean, there's all types of slow-mo viral pictures.
Oh yeah.
What about the knockout before that, Bill, to Corey Sandhagen?
I mean,
that thing was like a meme.
knee. I mean, for instance, he got knocked out
Kanye
twice.
to make a song about it.
I mean, for instance, here's some stats for you. So Frankie Edgar got knocked out twice in 2021, got knocked out again in 2019, and then he won a decision in 18, but he also got knocked out in 18 by Brian Ortega.
Wow.
It's just time to go. He had a great run. He was a legend in the game. He will always be. He'll be a Hall of Famer. But I don't think I'll be happy if he makes it to a decision. I don't think Gutierrez has that one punch knockout power. But like I said, once your chin goes with those old fighters, it's gone.
It's over.
You don't get it.
Yeah, like Josh Harris says, he goes, all the nerves and arteries, they go to the effing head.
Yeah.
You know,
it's just I think it'll be a decision. I think Gutierrez is going to win by decision. However, it scares me that Edgar keeps going in there because his knockouts keep getting earlier in the fights too.
And they're one-timers too. That's a different type of knockout. When you just
I want to see Edgar be able to bow out on his feet with a decision. So I got Gutierrez by decision, but don't be surprised if Edgar gets slept again. I mean, once those fibers go from the jawline that leads up to the top of the head, once those go, they're gone. And I worry that with Edgar. But I got Gutierrez by decision.
Gutierrez,
that's another reason why I got Frankie going the distance. Also, I didn't mean to cut you off, Nick, but he's in MSG. So, Frankie's a Jersey boy. He's fighting in Madison Square Garden for his retirement fight. So he's going to give it everything he's got. Frankie's a warrior. So I'm giving him the respect to say he makes it through, but I would not be surprised to see Frankie get planted. And I hope he doesn't. I'm a fan.
Honestly,
I think Gutierrez wins unanimous.
I don't like accusing fight promoters of this because I'm a big fan of UFC, obviously. But I think Dana purposely gave Edgar a retirement fight against a guy not known for his power punching.
I was going to ask you this. I was going to ask you this question because I don't know anything about UFC, but everything you're saying, I'm listening and I'm like, this sounds like Dana White's doing this on purpose.
Everybody knows this is Edgar's first fight. So I think he wanted to give him a fight where he has a chance to stay up.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there's enough people in that weight class that can tee his ass up.
Oh God, at 130,
straight up. Hell yeah.
So I mean, there are some horrible badasses in that weight class right now, and I think they gave him Gutierrez to give him a 3-rounder, bow out, put your gloves inside the ring, and walk away. But Gutierrez by decision.
All right, there you have it, fight fans. Okay, we're going to switch the order up here because I think our guest hosts are in a little too deep. So I'm actually I could be completely wrong, which I have been before. But these guys are picking like the Big Earl picks with no fucking idea. It sounds like
we could start out 0-2 also though.
Yeah, we could.
That's true.
But I might do a guest pick and parlay for $2 and see what that pays out. But I'm gonna go with the experts on this fight first. That way you guys can listen and maybe change it if you want to. All right. So we're gonna go to a lightweight fight. All right, and this is Poirier at 28-7. Isn't that like a sparkling water?
Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Oh, okay, Poirier. And then you got Perrier, right? And then you got does he own that company? Is he rich? Is he a spoiled kid? And then you got Chandler. And then you got Chandler at 23-7. All right, now the Big Earl would definitely go with Chandler in this fight because the other guy owns a water company. So, Bill, what say you on this fight?
I fucking hate this fight too.
Why?
Listen,
because it's a close one.
No, like I don't.
I love
the fight. Let me rephrase that. I love this fight. Too. I hate picking it. I'm telling you right now, when I give my parlays later, I'm leaving this fight out of it. Because if I'm telling you to bet money, I'm telling you to stay away from this fight. This fight could go either way. Bottom line up front, I'm picking Poirier on this one.
Ooh, a little bluff.
Me too.
However, Chandler has the power to sleep people. He did it to Tony Ferguson, which I don't think is a big thing. Ferguson's another guy whose jaw is gone. Gagey changed Tony Ferguson's jaw.
Bro, that was nasty.
I mean, what Gagey did to Tony Ferguson is disgusting.
Yeah, that was nasty. Yeah.
Now, Poirier, he lost his last fight, but getting submitted by Oliveira is not a bad loss. Oliveira also has the most submissions in UFC history. I think Poirier is just a better fighter, and when Poirier went to this weight class, he's a different human being. Poirier is different at this weight. So I got Poirier. How is different? I'm going to take Poirier. I'm going to take Poirier by TKO late second round.
See, this is the one where I would just call it a disqualification with a beer bottle hitting someone in the head.
But Chandler has shown he can get teed up, and Poirier is that good. Poirier is a fighter. He's also a scientist of the game. He's not just a brawler. He's a very good professional fighter. I think Chandler still has that chip on his shoulder that he doesn't know how to get rid of. I think he's going to come in hot against Poirier, who's just a better, smarter fighter than he is. I think Poirier is going to game him until late in the second round, and I think he's going to catch him slipping. So I got Poirier TKO late second. I don't know if I would pick the over on this one. It's not a bad bet, to be honest with you, taking the over on this. But I got Poirier late second round. The over is not a bad bet on this. I think they both fear each other enough to game it the first round and maybe halfway through the second. But Poirier's a bad dude, and he's a bad dude at this weight. So take Poirier TKO second round.
Very nice, very nice. And then Joe, maybe you can answer this for what Bill just said. He's a badass at this weight. Does that mean he goes up and down weight classes to fight other people? He's lost a couple times.
He did, but he was getting TKO'd at 145, and the cut was killing him. And so they put him up at lightweight, and all of a sudden he's taking the same punches from the same guys.
Yeah.
You know, Conor McGregor TKO'd him at featherweight. He got up to lightweight and he TKO'd Conor. So he's just a different guy at that weight. It's healthier. He's stronger. It's more who he's supposed to be. And yeah, I got, I'm going with Poirier on this one, and I agree with Bill on almost everything. Other than the fact that I think that Chandler will at one point clip Poirier, and that's the only time Poirier is going to let him have that gap. And after that, Poirier is going to get real technical, and he's going to pick his shots. And Chandler can be hurt. He has been hurt at that spot. And I kind of like the over here. And I like these guys to go fight of the year. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be another Chandler Gaethje all over again, where both guys are throwing, and one guy's just getting a little better at the striking. I wouldn't be surprised to see both guys get seated once. Both guys get a knockdown in this fight. It wouldn't shock me. I just think that Dustin has the better chance of recovering from a guy like Chandler. He is a much better. The grapplers he's been in there with, that he's lost to, I think he's learned things from. Keep in mind, Dustin Poirier and Khabib will say this, the Eagle, the greatest that's ever done at that weight class, that Dustin Poirier is the closest he ever came to getting tapped out. And Dustin had a deep choke on him. So I don't think that Chandler's really going to want to test his ground game, because I like Dustin on the ground here. So I think if he does get hurt, he gets a chance to get up, and he finds the holes in Chandler's game enough, and he fights a lot smarter than Gaethje did, and he's not going to just brawl and give him those openings. And that I could see Poirier winning by third round TKO. I could see this going to the cards being 29-28 Poirier on all three. So I got Poirier by decision.
Perfect. So the experts are picking the water guy. All right, guess. What say you?
Yeah, man, I'm with the water boy too. 100%. Nah, for real. I think like
you might want to go first round knockout just to get a couple points on these guys.
Nah. I would go for a third round knockout though.
Okay, there you go.
I think Chandler is too sloppy. Like a lot of times he gets late in the rounds he gets sloppy, and Dustin is a technical fighter, and that's where he's got the edge on him for sure. I don't even think they're gonna go with the ground game, but I don't think they're gonna do. They're just gonna brawl it out. But I find Chandler a very sloppy fighter.
Yep, and I think we're all trying to say the same thing: is that these guys fight with different intentions. They do.
Yeah.
Chandler fights to be the most entertaining and violent guy, and Dustin Poirier fights to finish you. He fights
but the thing is, like,
Gaethje to win.
Gaethje used to be like
that's
that.
What Bill was talking about with that chip.
He's got to
entertain.
Gaethje used to be like that too. Yeah, you got to entertain, but you still, for you to be relevant, you got to win though.
And that's why I got Poirier here, because Poirier's not gonna lose this fight to Chandler just to be the most entertaining guy.
What does the Army say? You're only as good as your last 5 minutes, right? So
shit.
That's so true.
Sugar Ray Leonard said that he won the last 30 seconds of every round he ever boxed, and he didn't give a shit about the rest of the time because that's all the judges saw. And that's one of the greatest ever done. That's brilliant.
All right.
That I won the last 30 seconds of every round I ever fought.
Yep. Awesome. All right.
That's a nice statement.
Let's go to the co-main event. And it's a strawweight women's event. So this is usually the one where Bill tells you to start the grill. However,
not this fight.
I'll watch this one.
I would say, however, I actually know these names. All right. And
shit.
Yeah.
You take it away.
I know one of these names because this is when I beat the experts. I said that Rose was going to kick Zhang's head off. Right. Like I literally called it by a decapitation. It almost happened. Right.
He did call it decapitation, fellas. He said she's going to kick her head right off.
She's going to kick her head right off. And then she won by head kick knockout.
115-pound females.
That was
would have called a head kick knockout.
But who would have? But who would have guessed Rose would go on to have the most boring fight in UFC history?
Right, it was like Nick hitting that. It was like Nick hitting that one drive off the cart path and
telling
everybody about his eagle.
Yeah, that one time he drove it 600 yards. Yeah, off a cart path down a mountain. No big deal.
600 yards nonetheless, wasn't it?
Still went that far. All right. So, anyways, we got Esperanza at 20-6 versus the communist Zhang at 22-3. All right. All right, experts, are we going communism or are we going the other way?
Hey, since Bill took the last one, I believe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's your turn, Joe.
Well, we're both going with the same one here.
He doesn't know that yet. Bill's like, I didn't be sure about that.
I'm pretty sure we're going with the same one.
Zhang Weili, I think the last fight she had with Rose, I don't really see how she lost.
She won that last fight.
Wasn't really a loss in my book.
Thank you.
Weili won that last fucking fight.
Carla's last fight with Rose, there was such little physical malicious contact in that fight that both girls went out to dinner afterwards. They didn't even touch up the makeup. No one's makeup got ruined in the fight.
That fight was like Francis Ngannou and
Derek Lewis.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my God, I hate that.
Yeah, you wanted your money back after that one.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. But I've got Zhang Weili to regain her title in the same fashion that Ioane and Jacek beat Carla Esparza. And if Bill probably is the only one that will remember that, but she just had her machine gunned against the fence, like Phil Baroni in our introduction video, where the guy's against the fence and he's just teeing off. I see it being something like that. And then Carla thinking, well, we're going to wrestle. Well, no, you're not. You're going to get submitted. So I'm going to go with the surprise pick, and I'm going to say that they actually go to the ground, and Weili immediately cinches up a choke, and it's over with. So
Okay.
Bill called it a long time ago, and I'll give him credit where credit is due. He said when these fighters go start training with Henry Cejudo, they come out different. Zhang Weili's been at Fight Ready Gym. They use all the scientific stuff. They bring in nutritionists. They literally break it down to the square inch of your fighting style. And people that have come out of that camp have not lost. And they've looked great. And Zhang has come out of that camp. And if you see, there's a video of her this week. She walks up to Francis Ngannou, a 115-pound female, picks him up, high crotches him, and lifts him off the ground. And if he would have stayed rigid, she could have turned and planted this guy that cuts to make the 265 limit at heavyweight. She's 115. She picked him up off the ground, and she could have just.
But we've all seen Rocky IV, right? We know what she's
exactly
doing, right.
So I've got Zhang Weili.
She's taking the shot in the leg, right?
My first round finish.
Yeah,
my first round finish. I don't know if it'll be TKO or sub, but I got her winning this first round, getting her title back, and new strawweight champion Zhang Weili.
All right, now Joe, I'll get a text about this later because it's gonna hurt Joe's feelings. But Joe, it's just a joke. All right, so before you get upset about it, so you said give Bill credit where credit is due. Remember, you're holding Bill's pocket right now. So like pretty much everything you say is giving Bill credit. Like Bill is the champ, right? That. Like I said, Joe, it's just a joke. Don't get mad at me. Like it's
okay.
Okay, so
well, is it okay if I do my best to not get upset?
Yeah.
Well, Bill doesn't speak.
Right. Yeah. Let me go with this.
Thank you.
We talked about a few things in there. One,
now I'm vaping.
If you remember that Carlos Esparza Rose fight, I've seen more violent pillow fights in my day between 6-year-olds.
Touche.
That was the worst fight in UFC history. Two, Weili Zhang beat Rose in fight number 2. I don't know. That was another Saul D'Amato judge bullshit decision. 3, we talked about Nick's drive earlier in golf. Joe, to help you out, Nick loves talking shit about separating your shoulder 20 years ago. But remember, there's somebody on this panel that made Nick take a knee and slam a White Claw. And
then remember, there's also somebody on this panel that dropped $40 on a cornhole board. Right, so I'm just saying.
You know what?
I was witness to the second one, but I will say this: Bill is right. I did walk that entire 18 and finish my round.
You did, yeah.
But guess what? Here's the thing: I have no problem paying $40 to a drunk cornhole game, but I never took a knee and slammed a White Claw.
Yeah, but you did slam 4 White Claws in the front 9 to get that win.
But I won. Only one of us got on our knees.
So hey, you guys, just so you're tracking this, and those of you
right
watching,
after the cornhole game, Brett Favre showed up.
Those of you watching that don't understand what we're talking about, we did the White Claw challenge, right? So we played a round of golf, and if you wanted a mulligan, you had to slam a White Claw and tell everybody how good it tasted, right?
I'm the key bucks.
So
Right
So
there.
Bill phenomenally. So White Claw is obviously what he drinks on the side that people don't know about, because he slammed a White Claw after hitting a ball out of bounds and then parred the hole. All right, so he slammed his White Claw.
There were witnesses that said Bill had an open White Claw in the cup holder when he showed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was. He said he was practicing. We're not buying it.
All right, Bill, who you got in it? You already picked the fight, right? You already said who was going to win.
Yeah. So I got waylaid by homicide.
Waylaid by homicide. Yeah.
Listen, Carla is a boring fighter. You saw it in the Rose fight. All of her fights are just boring as shit. But here's the thing: she's used to fighting these boring fights against fighters who are willing to fight boring fights. Waylay is going to go into the deep end of the pool. I think she's got one of the greatest fights in UFC history. That one against Joanna, where she just
shit, that was awesome.
Listen, Waylay is going to take her to the deep end of the pool, and Carla's not ready for it. And like you said, she started training with Cejudo, and she is a different human.
Oh, you mean a different animal? Because that
listen, I don't know about the first round. I'm going to go with second round. Waylay is going to finish this fight. Carla is not ready. Well, great. She held onto the belt. She won a boring ass fight. That fight could have went either way. I don't think the belt should have went to anybody. I think that fight was so bad. They shouldn't even given the belt to anybody.
They should have just stripped it away from both of them.
Yeah, I think Waylay is going to come in, beat the shit out of her.
She went down 2 rankings too. You're now 3 and 4.
I think Waylay is going to win this fight. Then I think they're going to do Waylay Rose 3, and Waylay is going to beat the shit out of Rose in that fight. So I got Waylay second round finish.
All right,
we'll go submission. Waylay second round submission due to strikes. I think Carla's going to get wobbled, and Waylay's going to jump on and get a choke off.
Hey Joe, while I turn it over to the guest pickers, what's the odds on Zhang by submission if you have him up there?
I'm loading
because both of you called submission there. All right, so all right, what do you guys got down there in the Caribbean and in Fort Lewis?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Waylay as well, but second round knockout.
I think so too. I think second round knockout.
She's gonna submit anything. She's gonna fucking kill her.
Oh, okay. So
we're talking homicide.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
You might be down 6 points at this point, or you could be up 6 points at this point, but this could turn it around for the final. Like this could be a 1 pointer right here. All right, so let's go. We'll stay with the guests on this one. Let's go to the main event, and it's a middleweight fight, and it's my favorite fighter of all time. All right, since I started doing this show and watching, and you got Israel Adesanya, all right, at 23-1 versus Pereira. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm.
Pereira.
No, it's Pereira.
I gotta roll my R.
Pereira.
You live in El Paso. You better learn how to roll down.
I was raised in the north. Okay, so I am from Wisconsin. All right, that's how we talk. Oh, yeah, or hey, don't you know? All right, that's make sure you say your A's like A. All right, so 6-1 for Pereira.
Just watch Making of a Murderer. You'll be talking like Wisconsin before the end of the week. Binge watch.
A lot of serial killers up there in Wisconsin.
Next in the mail, eh?
Not much else to do. All right, so what are you gonna do? Let's just go kill 12 people, okay? But hey, so let's space it out a little bit. You'll get famous. All right, what do the guest pickers say here?
Israel.
Yep.
Oh, Ron's thinking upset, I think. Is Ron thinking upset here?
I'm gonna go with Izzy. It's gonna be a difficult fight though.
Yeah.
Because they're both kickboxers. So it's gonna be probably a stand-up game, very technical. But on the other end, Izzy has more experience regarding the mixed martial arts, so the takedowns and all that stuff. So I think with that one, he might have an edge on it. And right now, everybody's a little bit on that hype train because he knocked them out. The Pereira knocked him out like a few years back, but different experience, it's a different field. So I used to do kickboxing, and MMA is a whole different type of.
Oh, is this the guy that knocked out Israel in kickboxing?
Yeah, man.
Boy, beat him. Beat him twice.
The only one that beat him. Yeah.
Oh. Nice. Okay, well there you have it. So who's fighting? I think it's Bill's here, right? Bill, who you got on this one?
Listen, I got Izzy on this one. Here's why. Listen, Pereira is a bad dude. I think he's a very bad man in this weight class. I think he's going to end a lot of dudes. I don't think it's his turn yet.
I think he got his turn too early, even.
I agree. I think Izzy's been on top for so long. Dana's been looking for that guy to get on the hype train, and he found a guy that beat Izzy back in the kickboxing days. So this is the hype train. And let's face it.
Joe, hey, we don't have a sponsor right now, so Joe was in a gay porn. I was on top for so long, but it doesn't really matter.
And let's face it.
I just rewatched the show from last week. Enter my octagon man ass.
Enter my octagon man ass.
That was.
And let's face it. That loss lives in Izzy's head. And Izzy knows he has to win this fight for his legacy. And
bro,
I think straight up. And listen, and he lost those fights a long time ago. And like you said earlier, is kickboxing and MMA are very different things.
Different. It's a different sport.
And Izzy's a completely different person from when he lost that fight that long ago. Now, Ken Pereira hit him with a one-shotter and wobble him, absolutely. I think Izzy's too good for that now. Like, he's too slick. Fighting Izzy is almost like fighting a ghost these days. It's hard to hit him. I think Izzy's going to win this by decision. I think he's going to wear him down over 5 rounds. And if it does end, I think taking the over on this fight, if you're unsure about the money line bet on this, I think taking the over is a smart bet. Izzy's going to drag this into the deep rounds. He's just too good, and I think Izzy's going to win this to cement that legacy.
And on top of that, sorry to disturb your words, but and on top of that, don't forget kickboxers are used to only 3-round fights. This guy only did 3-round fights.
I was actually going to ask that. I go, what's his conditioning like? Yeah,
no one knows. And he's come into the UFC. He's been knocking out. But here's the thing: knocking out Sean Strickland isn't that impressive to me either. And everybody hates Sean Strickland. Is glad to see that knockout happen. I think Izzy's a different beast. The only time he's lost is to a bigger guy, which Pereira typically is a bigger guy, which is bothersome for me with this fight. But I think Izzy's going to dance. I think Izzy's going to avoid him for 3 rounds and wear him down. So I got Izzy by decision, possibly ending it late in the late rounds, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be Izzy by decision. I think this is the fight to cement his legacy. He knows it, and he's not going to put himself out there to get caught. Izzy's too smart, and let's face it too. Izzy comes from a phenomenal camp, who's producing absolute animals. That camp in Australia is producing just animals. And
don't forget the bigger guy that he lost to. Just only thing that he did was basically take him down and just sleep on him. He didn't really do much.
I think Izzy's camp has prepared him for this fight and has prepared him to not get slept. I think the cardio is going to be through the roof for Izzy on this fight. So I got Izzy by decision.
All right, perfect. Trigger Joe, what say you?
Well,
do it. Do it.
Do it. Yeah, right. I can see it.
Let's get that point out there, Joe.
Let's get that point out there.
Let's throw that point out
there. There's nothing wrong with messing with a good thing. So no. Look, here's why I feel this way. When's the last time Izzy slept somebody? And it was, what was it? Costa?
Paulo Costa. Yeah.
Costa damn near got hit with everything that Luke Rockhold threw at him. He doesn't play defense the same way. Okay. So that's neither here nor there. I don't think that Pereira is going to be afraid of his striking whatsoever. And furthermore, Pereira has been in a camp with Glover this entire time. So I think he's worked on his ground game enough to know that Izzy doesn't really want to go to the ground. He doesn't. If Izzy goes to the ground, it's to secure rounds and nothing else. He's not going there to finish anything. I think Pereira is strong enough to keep him off him. And I'm going to go with my gut, man. And I think Pereira catches him, and I think he's got Izzy's number. And I think we go back-to-back and new champions.
And what round?
I'm gonna
it
say
don't matter
Pereira
round
catches
anymore.
I'm gonna say he catches him in the
I just want
third.
to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he
Round,
catches
catch
him in
him
the
in the
third.
third. Hey, we are going a point on this.
I think he sets his trap, finds his opening.
We got a point.
I think that Izzy is he's gotta have a little bit of that mental. He's gotta have last time you stood toe to toe to this man, the next time you're looking up at your friends.
Gotta
be there in the back of his mind. He's the only guy. And here comes you're right, it is a long time ago, but they've both gotten better since then. Beautiful. And Pereira hasn't been challenged yet in the UFC. I mean, Bruno Silva is a very, very solid and tough dude, but he took a beating. So what I'm saying is Pereira's sharp enough. They don't call him Poetan, and no, Nick, that's not a Brazilian stationary bike that gets on the internet. That means hands of steel in Portuguese.
But like I said,
hands of stone.
I was going to say, hands of stone. One of those. My wife's got a Poetan.
Like I said, if they make this a kickboxing match, it's going to be interesting to watch.
So I don't think that he's got enough of an advantage to turn it into anything but a kickboxing match.
All right, get your flag.
So I think Pereira wins, and we got a new champion at the end of the night.
All right, hey, everybody watching live, and then everybody watching the replay, because we had a lot more people that watch replay, like thousands of you, which is actually true. So like, hey, so that is true, G. Like that, they watch it. So I'm gonna take this pen out.
That's dope.
And I'm gonna write down what they say, and then I'm going to bet it. Okay, so and then I'm going to put money on the individual locks, and then I'm going to put money on the parlay. So Joe, seeing as Bill's bladder is out of control right now, let's go with you. What are your locks, your parlays, and your DraftKings sleeper?
Hey, Zhang Weili is a lock. All right, by submission, she's paying plus 1,100. So just so you know. By knockout, she's paying plus 125. So they think that she's gonna win by knockout.
Yeah.
So all right. So Zhang's a lock. All right. Let me roll through as soon as I.
Hey Ron, you gotta get this. You gotta get this for me though.
I got it.
All right.
Hey,
all right. Now we're going into the.
Gad, it'll be on our page. You'll see it.
All right. We're going into the prelims.
The thing about it's like because we're from the Caribbean and shit, I can't lock into all the bets.
I got you. I'll screenshot you.
Yeah. So you better fucking do
screenshot you. Yeah.
All right, easy.
All right, so here we go. The locks are Weili. All right, then we're going down to the prelims. Carlos Alberg and Negumereanu to go under the distance. It's the first fight of the night. Both light heavyweights. Both these guys are finishers. Someone's going out. Take that fight to go under the distance. All right, and then Azatar, who's fighting the last fight of the early prelims against Matt Frivola. All right, those are my three locks. All right, my parlay is going to look very similar. I'm going to start from the first fight going up. So take Alberg and Negumereanu to go under the distance. Then the next fight, take Montel Jackson over Julio Arce. Silvana Gomez Juarez over Karolina Kowalczyk. These are all early prelim fights. And then Azatar. So that's 4 of the early prelims.
Okay.
All right. We're going to keep on rolling. I only have one fight on the secondary prelims, and that's Andre Petroski over Wellington Turman.
All day.
And then Gutierrez and Zhang Weili. So that's a 7-fighter. You want me to do it again? I can do it.
Nope. I got it written down.
A DraftKings sleeper is
I got your locks as Zhang.
I still don't agree with that one.
The under.
I hear you though, but I still don't agree.
And
with
then
that.
Azatar. Then you got Jackson, Gomez, Juarez, and then Azatar, Petroski, Goody, and Zhang on the parlay. Yeah. So who's the DraftKings sleeper?
Keep in mind, Gads, the DraftKings sleeper is the cheapest guy on DraftKings that you think is going to score some points or win outright. That's why I'm making Pereira.
Yeah, so
DraftKings sleeper. I'm not making him a lock or anything.
Yeah, Gaz, have you ever done have you ever done DraftKings before?
That's what I'm saying. My region.
Yeah, so DraftKings, you get like an $8,000 like budget.
You get a salary cap And
right, you
everybody
get a
costs
salary
money.
cap. So obviously, some of these favorites are going to cost you $3,000 a pop.
Oh,
Right,
I
3 or
see.
4 grand. So
The underdogs
DraftKings-
are cheap.
The
So you-
DraftKings sleepers pick somebody who's probably going to lose, but it's going to score you some points. And only costs you like $100, right?
But I
So
did go 6 DraftKings sleepers in a row.
They did.
a couple
That
of
won
months
the
ago.
fight. That won the fight.
outright.
Yeah.
That won their fights outright.
But if you
Hey,
picked
so
it,
Will
you
was in on
at
probably
least
won
half of
DraftKings.
them.
Yeah.
Like
So-
we were both on the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, Bill.
Yeah, okay, I see you.
Now that your bladder is empty, give us your locks, your DraftKings sleeper, and your parlays.
Those 10 mountains, they got to me.
I mean, hey, it's good. It's
okay.
it's good. It's good.
So my locks. Here are my locks.
I'm sweating my
Gutierrez
ass
versus
off
Edgar.
sitting down here.
Gutierrez is my lock. My second lock is Azatar. Azatar probably by another homicide.
We got the
So
same.
Azatar, Gutierrez are my locks. DraftKings sleepers. I actually have 3 that I'll give you.
You got Zhang Weilei as a lock, don't you?
I'm sorry. Yes, I forgot.
Okay,
about
I
Weilei.
thought
Sorry.
we talked before. the
Make
show.
Weilei a lock
We
too.
did.
Weilei is gonna just destroy Esparza.
I'm
So
gonna
here's
put a
the
$1
thing.
bet.
DraftKings
I'm going to put a $1 bet on Esparza.
again.
These,
So my 3 DraftKings sleepers. One is Span. I think Span's going to
Yeah.
win that fight. I think Reyes is also another guy. Had a great run. I think it's time to move on. And Span, his last fight wasn't a horrible loss. I think Span's still on the rise. Puelis against Dan Hooker. Puelis is like a plus 130 or something like that.
Plus
I think Puelis
125
wins
where
that
I got him
fight.
here.
But if you want, hear me out. I'm bringing you to a female fight. If you want to make
Oh,
money
shit.
and you want an underdog story, pick Molly McCann by TKO
Really?
against her fight. She's fighting a dump truck chick who fights all of her fights by laying on top of somebody and giving you a sleeper fight.
Plus 1,000. That pick.
I'm telling you right now, Molly McCann is going to tee her jaw up and sleep
Yeah.
her ass.
2 knockouts in her last 2 fights.
And
Molly
here's the thing.
Meatballs.
Molly was-
If you know her fights, she's become very, very great friends with Patty the Baddie.
Yeah,
I think
Patty
she's
Batty.
used Patty to teach her how to get up off the ground and how to avoid going to the ground. I think she's going to come in,
Okay.
she's going to throw them hands, and she's my DraftKings sleeper.
Ooh,
underdog.
I'm gonna put $50 on it, 1,000.
I'm gonna
Molly
fuck with that.
McCann.
And the best part about Molly, plus 310 for Molly,
Eh,
Bill and I
yes.
both agree is disrespectful. But the best part about
Am I allowed to
Molly,
curse?
her last knockout was with a short elbow. So this girl likes to wrestle. She gets in, throws that short elbow, and the last girl she hit her with, pencil, stiff.
And Molly's that typical, that English, Scottish, Irish folk that just come in to just fight like they're in a pub. Molly's coming in to just fight somebody.
I'm going to
and
pick a fate.
I'm telling you, take Molly's huge underdog. Take Molly. Now I'm going to give you 2 parlays.
Little Braveheart
Parlay
reference.
1 is Petrosky, Azatar, Span, Gutierrez, Puelis, Weilei. And if you want to extend it 1 more to get Ballsy in there, throw Adesanya in there. The only reason why I'm not making it a lock is Pereira still has that power to just catch
Still
it.
got that one. You got that.
He does.
one
But
knockout
if you-
punch. Fuck.
But if you want to go ballsy, throw Adesanya at the end there. And if you just want to get crazy on a fight and be a big winner, take Molly McCann.
Awesome. Hey, if you didn't hear that, rewind the show. All right, it's real easy. Just do it. You can listen to it. I actually, because I get too drunk on Friday nights, after Saturday morning, I have to go back and watch it again. Because I can't even read what I wrote anymore because it's like it's a scribble now.
Cheers. I can hear you by the way you speak.
Yeah, exactly. What happened? What? What'd you call me? Who you call? Who you calling an asshole? Right?
Well, it's on YouTube, so I don't have to remember it, honey.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But
That's what's up.
yeah, there you have it, fight fans. And so we're gonna take a short break. All right, take about a 2-minute break and refill your drinks. Go take a leak, and then you're gonna hear the Big Earl, who I didn't do too bad on NFL last week. I kind of broke even, but I'm still gonna whine a little bit, and then I'm gonna tell you how you're gonna win money next week. So take a break. What's up, sports fans? Are you looking for a job? Do you want to change in careers? Do you want to own your own business? I got the answer for you. This show is brought to you by FleetTex. FleetTex is partnering with
You got 30
veterans
seconds.
with mechanical or electronic experience. FleetTex specializes in on-site deployment of GPS tracking equipment and cameras for fleet vehicles across our nation. Check out what they do at www.fleettex.com. Apply today. Currently targeting veterans living in Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. Local work and travel opportunities may be available in other areas. FleetTex proudly supports our military, its service members, our veterans, and their families. Enjoy the show.
Hey, Nick, how long do you want to go? $15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
After the show. All right, and we're back. Okay, we're back for the Big Earl's NFL locks. All right, this is where I've been traditionally very good. All right. This year I've been very average. I am on the plus side still, as I went 1, 1, and 1 on my locks. All right, so I pushed a lock, won a lock, and lost a lock, and I went 2 for 4 on my upsets, which if you do how the Big Earl tells you to bet, it means that you won money last week if you bet the way I tell you to. So if you bet the upset straight up, just money line, you made money. All right, you made really good money. If you bet my parlays, you got your ass whooped just like I did. All right, like we got our freaking ass whooped. And then again, I won a big parlay where I had the Vikings at -3. I had the Ravens at -4, and I had the under of the Bills game, which I told you to bet. I told you to bet the under of that game last week. You better listen to me on that one because it hit. But the freaking Vikings were up by 17 in the fourth quarter. Okay. Now my parlay only paid 300 because I pushed one of them. If I didn't push this bet, it would have paid 600. Okay. Like this ref cost me $600. Yes, it was pass interference, offensive pass interference on the ref. All right. So up by 17, 3rd and 20. Tyler, look at this up. Tyler Heineke throws a freaking moon ball because the game's over, right? Into triple coverage, all right? And here you have the all-pro safety for the Minnesota Vikings just trotting over there, about to pick it off, and I'm about to collect $600 freaking dollars. The ref ran into him. The ref took the safety out. Look it up. The ref takes the safety out.
Yeah.
The freaking Washington guy catches the touchdown pass. It's like now they don't cover. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, how does that happen? But either way, that's the way that the NFL's been going this year, where you got a ref tackling a safety so that you lose your bet. I got nothing. So
I got the Lions. And you got the Lions showing up as world beaters to beat the Packers. The only problem is the Packers win and I win 700. So
yes,
there's
exactly.
That. All right.
Exactly.
Can we get into the
the Packers were also a lock. And not only did the Packers lose to the Lions, which is already bad enough. Okay. But
Bill, I had the Packers +3. All they had to do was
run the ball. All they do is run the ball on the 1 yard line twice, and they win by 20.
They lost to the Lions, Bill.
Right.
The Lions beat the Packers.
When's the last time you saw the Packers?
I said that out loud.
When's the last time you saw the Packers 1st and goal from the 1?
When I had a 7-game parlay for the Packers not to fuck it up. That's when you saw it.
Right.
Just this last Sunday, because I saw it.
You see the Packers 1st and goal from the 1 twice in 1 quarter.
That's right.
And they throw interceptions.
All I needed was the Packers to close, and I was like 6 for 6 on my other 6.
So it's 4th and goal. It's 4th and goal from the 1. right? Because the Packers decide to throw it 3 times and they don't get it. And then they throw a tackle eligible to a guy who's only played 3 games in the last 4 years because of a torn ACL. And then Rodgers underthrows it. Yeah, that's the play I want to call.
It's almost like Aaron Rodgers walked over to the Detroit sideline at the second half and was like, "You guys want to see how stupid you look? I'll show you how stupid you look." And then he played the rest of the game like he was a Detroit Lion.
Exactly.
That's almost
what
it was like. 0 points. All right, let's roll.
We got
touchdown in Deutschland, 9:30 football on Sunday in Munich.
Right,
we got the Seahawks playing Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's -2.5 favorites with a 44.5 over under.
Now, I like listening to the First Take and Get Up in the morning on ESPN. I think that they do a solid job. However, remember the news has to sell a narrative, okay? And the narrative is now Tom Brady's back because he beat the Rams, okay? Well, just like the Packers, everybody's beat the Rams this year, okay? Nobody gives a shit, okay? And
that's messed up,
right? Like I'm just it is what it is. Like nobody cares. The Seahawks, again, I have to give credit to Pete Carroll, and I did it on LinkedIn. I wrote a post about leadership, and I wrote a post about how I called it time-based leadership. I made up a new phrase. And there are certain people who just transcend time because they're just good leaders. Okay. And I hate Pete Carroll. I hate him, but he's a great leader. Okay. He's like 97 years old. I don't know how he still walks. Okay. But he's running out of the tunnel. All right. The team's dancing around during practice. They're having a great time. And guess what? Geno Smith is looking a lot better than Russell Wilson. Let me tell you that right now. So maybe it wasn't Russell. Maybe it was Pete. Okay. Maybe it was Pete. All right. So Pete's got Seattle rocking and rolling. I got Seattle as an upset pick. Take a money line.
Yeah. We got Denver going into Tennessee. Tennessee is 2.5 point favorites with a 39 over under.
So the over under went up. And then I had him at -3, but I like the Titans here easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right. Hey, I'm
not calling it a lock, but it's easy to me.
We got Cleveland going into Miami. Miami's 3.5 point favorites at home with a 49 over under.
All right, so I had the Dolphins. That's another team that just missed like 6 field goals to screw up my fucking parlays last week. But the Dolphins -3.5. I like them. I like them big time. I'm gonna lock up the Dolphins here. Lock them up.
This one's gross. We got Detroit going into Chicago. Chicago's 2.5 point home favorites with a 48.5 over under.
All right, Dan, you might want to record this. Dan watches the show all the time. Record this. This is the only time you're gonna hear me say this. The Bears are a lock.
Yeah.
The Bears are a lock. The Bears are a lock. Justin Fields is playing out of his fucking mind right now. All right?
He really is.
He's getting close. He's getting really close. And guess who the Bears got to trade? Who they traded away, right? They traded away Roquan, but they got Claypool. All right, Claypool coming over from Steelers gives him another weapon. All right, so Justin Fields is playing out of his mind. I think it's not the sophomore slump; it's the sophomore. I got it now.
Right, yeah, and it's not like you were the '85 Bears defense. You might as well make your quarterback happy.
Right, and Justin Fields, remember, was a stud at Ohio State, not just a running stud. He was a throwing stud. I just think he was real. I think he was real nervous, and I think he's starting to come down.
Yeah,
so
maybe he just didn't have a team. It's kind of like watching a Lions superstar.
Yeah, so the Bears are a lock.
All right, we got Houston going in to play the New York Football Giants. New York's a 4.5 point favorite at home with a 40.5 over under.
Lock number 3. All right. Did the Giants play last week? No.
The Giants are going to wreck Houston.
No, they're coming off a fucking bye week. They're going to destroy
4.5, huh? Wow, 4.5 light. Like that.
Destroy them. Like, take a teaser and see what they give you for 10 points. Like,
we got Trevor with the good hair leading the Jags into KC, and Kansas City is a 9.5 point favorite over Jacksonville and a 51 over under.
See this face? This is the face of KC screwing up a lot of my parlays last week with your nice little 3-point win over Tennessee.
Good job, Casey.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
so I'm off of you this
You
week.
were only 47,000 point favorites.
Yeah, I'm off of you this week,
Thanks.
okay? But I'm still circling you. I'm circling you. I got KC, but I'm off of you. No.
All right, we got Minnesota going into Buffalo. Should be an interesting one. Buffalo's -3 at home with a 42.5 over under.
And we don't know what Josh Allen's status
Right.
is.
Good point, Bill. That's what I was going to say.
That's got to be what that line's for too.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, I'd say they're a 6-point favorite.
Again, the Vikings are 7-1. All right. The Vikings got Zadarius Smith from the Packers, who the Packers should have paid instead of Aaron Rodgers. Zadarius Smith is an absolute G. He's a locker room freaking stud. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves being around him. That whole leadership thing again. You know, it's like everybody loves this guy. Zadarius Smith has that defense flying. All right. And so I'm going to go Vikings as an upset. I would take the money line right now. Right now, I'd take the money line, just taking the chance that Josh Allen doesn't play.
And if Josh Allen doesn't play, it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the weather turns. If the weather turns in Buffalo like it can, then don't touch it.
Yeah, that offense runs through him. All right, we got New Orleans going into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a 1.5 point home dog with a 40 over under.
Yeah, the good old NFC, you know.
It's like watching a Pop Warner of NFL play.
Yeah, the good old NFC South. Like who knows? Like you see that game last night. I shared that NFL memes page where it said Marcus Mariota was arrested last night as cops throwing a trash can in the back of a paddy wagon. like it's like, Marcus, what are you doing? What were you doing last night? Like. Terrible. So bad, and then Cordell Patterson comes in for 2 plays, gets 14 yards, and doesn't play for a quarter. It's like, what are you doing?
But seriously though, it actually makes me
We're talking about a different game
for the city of Atlanta to see, because I was just down there for 2 weeks, and those are diehard fans. And if the Braves aren't good, that's the only show in town, and that's your commitment to your team. Marcus freaking Mariota, he wouldn't back up some NFL teams, and that's the truth.
But
how many times has the Braves upset that fucking city?
Oh my God! I mean, they had to build 3 stadiums like in 5 years. But anyways, I'll go Saints. I go Saints.
Yeah. All right. We got Indy going into Vegas. Vegas is 4.5 point home favorites with a 41 over under.
Vegas is getting off the schneid here. I'm going I'm I would take them to cover in a parlay. But if you're doing a bigger parlay, just take a money line. But I'm taking
going Indy. That's for damn.
The only house to lose in Vegas is that house right there.
We got Arizona going in to play the Rams. Rams are 3-point favorites at home with
that line jumped. That line jumped. It was 1.5. All right, so a little worried about again. The Rams had the game in the bag last week, and they were one of my upset picks. And that play where Cooper Kupp caught that pass 8 yards. And then he took a knee instead of making a cut and getting a first down. If he makes a cut, gets a first down, then falls over, the game's over. But then Tampa Bay got stopped, and then they punted it, and Tom Brady got the ball back. So the Rams they're still a really good team. They're not winning, but they're going to beat the Cardinals.
Oh, this is going to be interesting to see how you pick this next one. We got Dallas going into Green Bay. Green Bay is 4-point home dogs with a 44 over under.
All right, so now you guys know this about me. I am a Green Bay fan, but I do not allow emotion in my betting. I do not allow it. All right, and so I'm actually locking the Cowboys.
I was wondering if you was going to do that. That's what I thought.
I am locking the Cowboys, and this is why I'm locking them. Look at how many people got hurt on that shitty ass field in Detroit. All right, that field's just like the fucking water in Flint. Okay, we lost Romeo Dobbs.
I don't remember seeing the field on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Flint wasn't on fire. You can't drink the water.
Oh, the water.
We're not talking about Detroit, right? So it's like
a little inside.
we got Rashad Gary towards ACLs out, probably never come back. Michigan boy too. You fucked your own guy up. Okay, and so he's out, and then Dobbs is out. We lost our starting cornerback. He's out. Like we don't have enough players because we pay Aaron Rodgers $9 billion a year. We don't have enough players to handle these injuries. Okay, so it's like, no. I
like the under in that game also.
Well, I actually like the over. Here's why.
Well,
Listen to me on this.
I don't like your hair.
I got my hair cut today, homie. Look at that, bro. But anyways, when was the last time you got your hair cut? Didn't think about it. All right, so I think
barber down here.
Yeah, I think Dallas is going to score 30 points.
Wow.
Okay, and 30 plus. And I think the Packers get a garbage
Green Bay is going to score 14.
They'll still score because they still got Aaron Jones and Dillon, and they got Lazard will be back, and they'll score. But like
scored 9 against the Lions.
Yeah, well, again, they were first to go on the one twice. Like that's a fluke that they don't score there. But whatever. Yeah. But yeah, lock that up. And this is what I told my buddy Dan. I go, this is the one time I lock somebody against the Packers. Watch the Packers win by 20. Like.
All right, so you're gonna have to explain this line to me. I must have missed an injury somewhere.
What?
There must be something up because we got the Chargers going into San Fran. San Fran is a 7-point home favorite with a 45.5 over under.
You're not missing anything.
Are they that much better than LA?
Yes.
With McCaffrey? Yes.
Yes. Yes. And like I said, I said this before McCaffrey. I said
what a disappointment LA's been this year then.
But no, they're fine. But they're banged up. Chargers are banged up. I think Eckler might.
You guys are gonna make me follow NFL and shit.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
Eckler might not play. That's another thing too.
That's huge. That's huge, half their offense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the 49ers
30 touches he gets a game.
The 49ers made a mistake by starting Lance, and they were looking more at jersey sales than they were at wins. And porn star Jimmy is a very good NFL quarterback. Said this before. And as soon as Trey Lance snapped his leg, I tweeted immediately. I said, 49ers just became a Super Bowl contender, right? Because they're going to put the better quarterback in.
I think Jimmy G is highly underrated.
He's not. No, he's just not. He's not flashy. He doesn't have a strong arm. He doesn't do. He's just like Tom Brady with a weaker arm. He just makes the right throws. Right?
You've got to have another option to run your offense through, and then he's fine. You've got to be able to take some weight off his shoulders.
Guess who also didn't play?
Guess who also didn't like they got?
Guess who didn't play last week when the 49ers won? Debo.
All
right, Debo's playing this week.
See,
right, you got Debo and McCaffrey on the field at the same time.
Yeah, they get
lights out.
That's scary because who are you going to double? Can't double them both. Can't cover either one of them, man.
Nope. It's 49ers are a dangerous team.
All right, we got Washington on the Monday night game going into Philly, and Vegas is really trying to make sure you don't take any action on this game. Philly's minus 11 favorites, 43.5 over under.
All right, barring any referees tackling Philadelphia Eagles players before they do a play, all right, the Eagles are going to win this game by freaking 20.
I swear to God, the Washington Commanders have been like my kryptonite this year too. That freaking Heineke, man, every time.
Well, yeah, Heineke
twice he screwed it up for me.
Again, he threw a pass into triple coverage, which ended up being double coverage because the ref tackled the safety. But the other two guys were on outside coverage, so the inside was now wide open, and that's where the ball was thrown. Like, so if you watch the replay, you're going to watch the safety trotting over like, I'm going to pick it off, like not even like trying, and then just boom.
If you really slow it down, he turns at the camera and goes, hey, Nick and Joe.
Yeah. Here's your $700.
Like that, and then he catches it.
First of all, the Minnesota player was like, Nick and Joe, you're going to win $700. And then the ref was like, fuck you, Nick and Joe. And then boom, I'm going to tackle you.
Yep. Dude, shut the birds and it's over.
The ref. Like, I want to know how much Vegas paid that motherfucker to do that, because that has to be a conspiracy. Dave, if you're watching,
you see the other refs meeting with him at the 50, like, hey, Frank, did you get a good look at that one? You literally broke up the pass. Yeah. There's beers on me this week. Like, you were all going to get fired, Frank.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the last pick, right?
That's it, man.
All right. So there you have it, guys. All right, before we give the last word to Bill and his charity, let's give it to Ron and Gad and talk about their nonprofit one more time. Where can we go to donate? Where can we go to find you? It was a pleasure having you on the show, and then we'll get you on the Trash Talk Hour. But yeah, quick little where do we find you? How do we donate to you? What do you guys do?
Yeah, go to Operation Ward 57, operationward57.org. If you go to the donate side, you'll see a drop-down spot for Emerge Curacao, which sends 4 veteran couples at a time to the beautiful island of Curacao, where me and my partner in crime there, Gads, create in a full-blown itinerary based off of relaxation, reset, and intention to get back to face life again, do those things. Also, we're on Instagram. Find us at terrific _ Curacao, and also terrific VIP. The VIP, that's right. Yeah, right there, right?
That's what's up.
Yeah, and Gad's filming a little bit about terrific Curacao on the jet ski tours and everything like that in boats.
All right, perfect. Hey, thanks, Ron. Thanks for coming on, and Gad, thanks for coming on. It was an absolute pleasure. And then
likewise.
Of course, what Veteran Trash Talk does, all right, is we don't believe in preventing veteran suicide. All right, what we believe in is reducing veteran suicide, which it goes hand in hand, but the narrative is important. If we can get ahead of the game, and we can get to somebody before they actually become suicidal, right? That's where we take them and we send them to the right nonprofits. So we at Veteran Trash Talk, we vet nonprofits, we find out who they are. We find out if we can trust them, and we can trust Ron. We just met Gad. Ron vouches for Gad. We can trust them. If you got a veteran in need, send them to them. All right, send them to us. All right, let us send you the right way, and that's what we do. And then there's another thing that people don't ever think about. All right, and that's where Bill comes in. So, Bill, what you got?
Again, everybody, go to goldstarteenadventures.org. A great nonprofit that takes all of your money that you donate and it goes straight to the kids of our fallen brothers and sisters. And now they've incorporated first responders as well. If you go to their website, they got 21 Gold Star kids out in Maryland right now. They're taking them all out on a duck hunt. If you scroll a little bit down, they just had another kid, Luke, another son of one of our fallen brothers, who just completed his dive certification. Again, this organization takes all the Gold Star kids. If those of you don't know what Gold Star is, it's family members of those who have died in combat. And now, like I said, now they've incorporated firefighters and police officers as well. They take all these Gold Star kids and let them know that they are not forgotten. Again, when it comes to Memorial Day and all that, we see all the Till Valhallas and RIPs, but no one thinks about the wives and the kids left behind. This organization takes those kids and lets them know that they are not forgotten. And again, they take them all on scuba trips, scuba certifications, hunting trips, anything you can think of just to let these kids know that we are still thinking about them. Please go to goldstarteenadventures.org.
Perfect.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Gad.
Yeah, so this for the parts where you guys talk about Purple Hearts and Gold Hearts and all that stuff. A lot of people I think because of the movies and all that stuff, they don't really understand what it is. If you guys understand what I'm trying to say,
no, we do.
Like
I actually just had this conversation with JC Glick the other day about the exact way.
Yeah, I've seen movies regarding Purple Hearts and all that stuff, and you think it's like, you think differently about it because you see the movies, right? But when you hear veterans talk about it, then you start to understand what it's all about. So it's very important that you guys clear what the meaning is of those hearts and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I thought that Purple Heart was like a hero type of thing. And then,
it was started as one, so you could be kind of right. It was started that way.
But no, but Gads, I understand it's not a sexy thing to make a movie about PTSD.
Well, first of all,
if you're watching movies, that's not what they're gonna show you. They're but the other things that come that do sometimes come along with it. Some movies better.
First of all, Joe is a Purple Heart. He got scratched in the arm. Okay, like this bullet ran across his arm, like it tickled it, right? Like it was like just like a fucking.
Oh piece, man, y'all messed up, man.
And it said, "Ow!"
And he was crying.
The bullet said,
"He's been a scratch."
He was crying like a baby, dude. It was so bad.
Nick was crying, like, "Dude, are you okay?" And I was like, "Merely a flesh wound." And he was really
Really
freaking out.
flesh.
Man. Once he found out I
It
was
was
okay,
nuts, eh?
Yeah.
cried tears of joy.
So, yeah.
I hear you.
No, but yeah. I mean, it is great that I was like, when Joe got wounded, I was like running around like a banshee trying to kill everybody. Then I had to find where he was and hug him, and like I did step on the guy's head that shot him, so his head came apart like a canoe.
But I'm mad at that.
Like that was awesome,
I'm from the hood, so I understand I understand
right.
your vision.
And so when I got wounded, the first guy that came to me was Joe. Right. So Joe was the first one to come, and so it was.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, remember,
it was Veterans Day, so I may have gotten
right.
And then, man, you guys are on point.
Hey, and then for Veterans Day, let's just give a big shout out to the ladies like Tamara, and then Lynn, and Monica, Letha, all right, Leah, all the women out there. And yeah, it sucks that we have to say this because the big girl, I hate Women's History Month. I hate Black History Month. I hate all these months where it's like, why can't we just have why can't we just celebrate what great people do? Right. And as soon as we
celebrate life,
as soon as we get over that, then it's going to be great. However, they do have a point. Okay. When I'm guarantee you, if Tamara goes out to dinner with Bill tonight, right, they're going to say, thank you for your service, Bill. All right. And Tamara's a warrior. Tamara served. All right. So thank you for your service. And like I said, yeah, don't thank my husband. Thank me. Okay. So that's it's a great saying. And there are women that serve. And,
I'm not going to lie to you, that shit eats at her.
Oh, yeah. So
and rightfully so.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
So we love you, ladies. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We love our sisters in arms, and hope you guys all have a great Veterans Day. Don't do anything stupid like I'm about to go do, like get drunk and sit in a hot tub and probably pass out. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Cheers to that, bro.
Yeah.
Cheers.
You're good.